In Galena Park ISD, where dreams take flight, strong leaders guide us, shining ever so bright. With wisdom and courage, you pave the way, preparing us for a brighter day. Dedicated trustees, pillars of our schools, your vision and commitment are precious jewels. Through challenges and triumphs, you stand tall, ensuring quality education for one and all.
I have a background in education. I taught for 2 years for Fort Bend ISD, and kids have a very soft spot in my heart, especially kids with very unconventional past. And so I was a kid that had a very unconventional experience kind of growing up. Of course, we all had financial problems, but I had a family member that suffered from addiction. And so what I want to be and strive to be is an example for students that may be going through the same thing that I went through. I want to be a positive example for students so they know that your past does not define your future, and they need to see a person like me in this position.
So I decided, I've always been involved in the community, always. I think that everybody should be involved in the community, where they live, where they work. I just think if everybody did a little, this world would be a much better place. And so I've been involved in this community. I was raised in this community. I have 4 kids that go to Galena Park ISD. My oldest graduated in 2023. The other 3 are still here. And so I think you can't really complain about anything if you're not willing to roll up your sleeves and help out. And so I'm passionate about education. I'm passionate about Galena Park ISD. It's where my roots are. And so I want to make sure that we're good stewards of the taxpayers' money. I want to make sure that our schools remain safe, and that our kids are college and career ready. I think Galena Park ISD, it truly is a great place to be, and I just want to help with that process.
Each of you brings a unique light. Your diverse perspectives make our students' futures bright. From classrooms to boardrooms, you've come so far. Your service to our community raises the bar. Now, esteemed members, we turn to you to share your stories, both old and new. Your life experiences, dreams, and passion have shaped your journey in a special fashion.
See, growing up, my parents always had to work. So my parents didn't get an opportunity to be a lot of the things that I had to do or got an opportunity to do in school. So I was in marching band when I was in high school, and I went to all the games, but my parents didn't get a chance to go to all of them. So when I had kids, I made a personal commitment to be active in my kids' lives. So since they were babies, I've done everything that I can to be there, because the first 18 years of their lives go by really, really fast, and I knew that was going to happen. So I've made it a commitment, and both my wife and I have made a conscious commitment to be there for everything that we can.
I love education. Ever since I was a little girl, I've always known that I wanted to be a teacher. That's been, nothing else. When I was in college and I was offered a job to work for Shell and not come back and finish my degree, and I probably would have doubled the salary in time, but I knew I wanted to be a teacher, so I stayed with it. And I love teaching, and I always will. I'll always say I'm a teacher.
Oh, well, that dates back to the 1970s, 1974, 75, actually, when I was a elementary student, kindergartner at Jacinto City Elementary. So lots of fond memories from there. What I remember the most, though, about JC is the mural that would sit outside of a building back then, we would actually walk by it every single day, and I would just look up and be in awe of this just beautiful mural. And so when we built the new school, that was one of the things I was really, really hopeful that they would save, and we did. We were able to save it, and so that's a really fond memory for me from GPISD early on in my childhood. So.
When I first came, my very, very, very first year at Galena Park High School, I remember these kids were taller than me, bigger than me, some of them. And then there was one football player that was so big, I had to look up to him. And the thing with him is he had acted out in class. And so here I was, and I was scolding him, and I was going like this, but I was looking up like this. And someone took a picture of it. I remember that. But to this day, I will never forget that experience. And they always say, your first year as a teacher is the most memorable of all. And it is true.
So my very first GPISD experience was when I went to school for the first time in my life, which is a first grader. And I was in the first bilingual class that school district had. So there wasn't enough kids from Galena Park Elementary or Jacinto City or MacArthur, so we would ride a bus from Galena Park Elementary to Jacinto City Elementary, pick up about another 8 kids there, and they would bus us to Jacinto City Elementary. And there was probably about 22 of us in the first bilingual class the district had in 73, 74.
What drives your passion? What's your why? The purpose that makes your spirit fly. Share with us the fire in your heart that's guided your leadership from the start.
My why is basically the students. I do this solely for the students.
My why is because everyone matters. Every student matters. And I don't want anybody to be left behind. You know, I want to be a cheerleader, but I also want to be a mentor.
What's my why? My why is because we need someone to advocate for the rest of the kids like I was. You know, I didn't grow up with too much privilege. I was never without. I didn't, you know, but we didn't have everything.
I'm an educator. And you don't have to be an educator to be on the board, but I felt like I had a lot to give. I'm very pleased and very proud of the direction Galena Park Independent School District is going. I wanted to serve because I felt that I could make a difference.
You know, to be really honest with you, it's just the sense of community that I have, and the gratitude that I have for what GPISD has given to me. The opportunities that it set me up for, the education that I got, really molded me into the person that I am today and opened the doors for a vast, vast variety of opportunities.
My why is to help the students of Galena Park ISD. And that's why I now am a board member.
I want to be able to provide everybody the best chance that they can get so they can succeed in life. And when I'm involved in this community, I've lived in this community since I was 4 years old, and I don't think I'm going nowhere for this community. So I want what's best for all our kids in this community.
Thank you for sharing your stories so true, for inspiring us in all that you do. Your commitment to excellence shines so bright. In Galena Park ISD, you're our guiding light. With gratitude, we celebrate your dedication, shaping the future for our next generation. This Board Appreciation Month, we proudly say, your service and passion light our way. Thank you, Galena Park ISD Board of Trustees. Happy Board Appreciation Month.